go so I can be free. I take the weight on my shoulders. I feel the sky come down on me, and I can't hold it much longer. Gonna let go so I can be free.
Week 2 of Foul Territory. It's the best of show. Scotty Braun, Adam Jones, and Eric Kratz. AJ Przinski's playing golf somewhere, but he missed some really hot takes on a Friday. Jonesy, we were sizzling right before the WBC.
Oh man, just absolutely sizzling. I can't wait for this to continue. You guys are just wild as hell, and it's fun to share some stories from all over this magnificent world.
Real stories. I mean, we had
real stories.
We had some Bryce Harper quotes from Garrett Stubbs that you're going to hear. We had Andrés Giménez on the World Baseball Classic, and a ton of big-time guests, including Max Muncy, Corbin Burnes on his arbitration. Kratzy, should we run this thing?
Run it. Go for
it. Team USA, do what you do best. Be explosive. I mean, the guys, you got the talent, the world of talent. Cut the egos. It's not about your egos. Play baseball, score more runs than them. That's all that matters. The name across your chest is the only thing that matters during this tournament. Play hard and beat their asses. And show as much emotion as them. Don't be afraid to show as much emotion as them. Everybody gets happy, gets sad, all that. Show emotion because they are going to bring it all 9 innings. So bring it.
You know, we call Harp the showman. Whenever there's a big situation, that is the guy that you want coming to the plate. He loves a big moment. You feel like he's going to succeed every time he gets into one of those moments, and he capitalized on it. And the fact that he looked to our dugout, who is going absolutely, I mean, Reese borderline broke both of his legs going over the top of the top rail and spinning in all sorts of ways I've never seen him spin before. And Harp's just standing there calm as hell, and felt like he knew exactly what he was about to do. He, does the Phillies across the chest. I mean, borderline no emotion. And he comes into the dugout afterwards, and everyone's waiting for him to just kind of erupt and freak out. And he's still calm as can be. And he gets to the bat rack, and all of us are kind of looking at him. And he just goes, "Fucking did that." And all of us went nuts. I'm like, finally, you realize the moment that just happened, dude. What the hell? Like, it was absurd. And like you're saying, the stadium went nuts, and just a huge moment in his career. And it's definitely the biggest one he's had so far. And it's going to be hard to top. But a guy like that, man, I wouldn't doubt it if he has another moment like that here in the future.
This is my rant on international baseball. You don't play truly meaningful games like these games, and you only get to play those games in the playoffs. You want an opportunity for your young players, whether it's a minor league guy going to get to play for some Team USA qualifier, maybe not WBC, or if it's a young guy that's a year or two just established in the big leagues going to pitch in the WBC. This is the environment that will be as close, and I never played in WBC, but I played in Premier 12. I played in something else called the Pre-Mundial. It is the closest environment you can get to the playoffs from a how do I feel, my heart-wise, my mind-wise, and game plan-wise.
Yeah, mine was is what I came public with, was the worst, and one that was kind of hard to understand, and we actually had a rebuttal to it, was I was the reason why we missed the postseason. So they kind of they pull everything up of, in the first half we were such and such record, you were such this, all your numbers. In the second half they say that your numbers weren't very good. And they put together, basically they eliminate the month of September where I had, good numbers again. They put like a 3 or 4 stretch in August where I had like a 5 ERA. And they go, look, all the team was starting to tank at this time, and that's the reason why they tanked the rest of the year. But they leave out that, had a good month of September, I was 4 or 5 games over 500 in those starts I made. Yet the team was 500. So like they just completely skew the data to what they see, and hopefully that's what these arbiters hear, and that's what obviously they heard. And then that for me, that was also kind of the thing that kind of came out of left field for us as well. Was like the team will do whatever they can to try and make it look as if you aren't valuable to the team.
Right. I mean, I don't know at $40 million a year if you could ever say it's that big a discount, but my understanding is that he was offered in the range of $415 million over at least 12 years. I don't have it actually pinned down, but that's the range. That's the ballpark. Now, it had been reported that the Padres were over 400. This is a little bit more specific than that. But what happened was the Padres were almost $100 million over the Yankees. The Yankees were 320 over 8, $40 million a year for 8 years. And Hal Steinbrenner had a conversation with Judge the night before he met with San Diego. This was all going on during the winter meetings. And for whatever reason, Hal Steinbrenner came away from that conversation. He was not comfortable. He was uneasy with what was going on. So he texted Judge again the next night. And he was in Italy at the time, Hal Steinbrenner. And I would encourage people to read the article because there was a lot going on here. Judge flies from Tampa to meet with the Padres, and then on the same night he flies home to Northern California because he's going to Hawaii the next day to celebrate his 1-year anniversary with his wife Samantha.
For me, it's like I'm living a dream. I feel like I'm in the All-Star game every single day here. You see the guys around, and you got so many silver sluggers. You see so many Gold Glove winners. You see, a lot of MVP winners, and you have the young talents, in the same page with the old guys, with the viejos, and it give you more time to realize where you are and what you want to do, and it's special for me. It's like a dream every single time. Here, it's been here 2 days, and I feel like I am in the All-Star game every single time.
If you want to give us the Jock quote verbatim, you're allowed.
He said,
Just
"I'm not
throwing it out
flying
there.
across this fucking country just to play some goddamn baseball games, okay?"
Let's
We're
go.
winning
That's like the
championships.
Jonesy speech.
What's your favorite one? Second, third,
First.
DH, first?
Not DH. I hate DHing. That's my least favorite thing. I don't know how to do it. I think too much. So, when I'm DHing and I get, 2 innings of just sitting in the dugout in between at bats, I drive myself crazy. So I hate DHing. I don't like doing that. Having gotten to play a lot of third last year, I think third is now one of my favorite positions. I never really felt comfortable over there just playing once every week or once every 2 weeks, filling in for JT when he had his off days, kind of bouncing over there. But now that I'm playing there consistently, I'm actually really enjoying it. It's a tough position to play.
Do you enjoy it when like a big right-handed hitter is coming up and they're like infield in, here's run around third, and you got, I don't know, let's say Aaron Judge is up and you're like, oh, or Manny Machado's up and you're
shit.
on the grass and you're like, oh God, please don't hit it to me because I might, get injured?
What's funny is I actually, obviously that's not an ideal situation. But what's funny is I enjoy that more than I did when I was playing first and you're holding a guy on and you have, a big left-handed thumper up there. I don't know why, it just feels completely different. Maybe because a righty, you think you might actually get a ground ball, whereas a lefty, if that ball is getting hit at you, it's just a rocket.
John, what did you think of Vladdy's season last year? Of course, he was still a star, but he wasn't as good numbers-wise as the year before. Like, when you talked to him, did he say, I should be better?
Yeah, I mean, I think whatever he hit, 275 with 30-something and about 100, he kind of looked at it like a down year. And, coming off of the monster year in 21, I think he feels like he didn't live up to expectations. But part of that is the league adjusting to him a little bit, and I think him, adjusting back this year is going to be a big part of it. But yeah, he's been on a mission. I know it's easy to say, it's like the best shape of your life spring training story, but he's been focused in a different way than I've ever seen him, dating back to when I knew him as a teenager. So he's in a really good spot, and he's looking to kind of expand on what he did in 2021. And
Like, if you look at what they did to build that roster, they didn't go out and get marquee free agents because there was like, no, these are our marquee guys. Eloy's going to hit 40 home runs, but he has to stay healthy to hit 40 home runs. Moncada is going to be Robinson Cano 2.0. We saw it in 2019 and maybe a little bit in 21, but we've never seen the consistency. I think Robert is a stud, but he has to stay healthy to do that and to show us that he can be that guy. I think Andrew Vaughn is going to be a really talented player in the big leagues for a long time. But guys have to, it can't be one guy stays healthy and have a monster year. They need that group as a whole to be healthy. TA and Moncada and Vaughn and Eloy and Robert. And from what we've seen at this point now, like all this projection, I got to go back on what's on the back of the baseball card. And on what's on the back of the baseball card is those guys are going to play 115 games. And so until I see it, I say from what the Cubs have done, they're probably going to be the better team.
Scott, that observation is entirely fair. Let's face it. They know it. They went after Judge. They went after Correa. And their intention, in both cases, they had an agreement with Correa, was to bring in that type of player. They are missing somewhat of an identity. They need a face of the franchise. Since Buster Posey left, they haven't had that guy. And even Buster, great player, potential Hall of Famer, he was one guy, right? So it is something they've tried to address this offseason. They didn't address it. The point of what they're saying is they still think their team will be very competitive.
I'm going to try to do Spanish and English. My baseball Spanish, I need to practicar más, so maybe you can help me, but I'll ask the same questions in Spanish and in English, all right?
All right.
Is that good? Okay.
Yeah,
all
that's
right.
perfect.
Tú eres mejor segunda base en todo Grande League. Tú tienes oro guante, sexto MVP y estrella. Are you the best second baseman in the big leagues? And the reason I ask this is because you have a gold glove, you were sixth in the MVP voting, you're an all-star, and on your WBC equipo, Altuve. So are you the best second baseman in the league?
So Miggy's kind of handed over first base to you, right? What was that like? I mean, this guy's a first ballot Hall of Famer, won the Triple Crown. He kind of handed you the glove and was like, "Hey, you're the first baseman every day." Was that a special moment for you?
Oh, that was special. I'm getting goosebumps right now just thinking about it. Yeah, he's one of my favorite players ever. To be his teammate it's incredible. And to have him do that, in my call-up meeting was so cool, and I'll be telling that story forever. But yeah, he's so special to be around. Just watching his BP today, he's still got it. He's special. First ballot Hall of Famer, you said it, but for him to, hand me the glove and say, "Hey, it's your first base now," was incredible.
I mean, I grew up watching people like Meredith Marakovich, seeing how great she was at her sideline job. I mean, people like Kim Jones. I was a Penn Stater, so like Kim Jones was a big one for me because she was a Penn Stater. You think about watching Jess Mendoza every single Sunday. It was just so easy to see these figures. And I was lucky enough to be part of a generation where it was easy to see figures like that. I know they all didn't have those types of figures as regularly as my generation and the next generation will. And so it's nice to see that becoming more normalized and easier for other women to see people in this role that look like them and are like them. And so, yeah, and I guess for a shout out, I mean, is it easy enough for me to always just shout out Sarah Langs every time I have? So I think Sarah Langs is going to be my easy shout out for that one. She's my best friend. Obviously, if you follow me on Twitter, we don't really hide it that well. So I think I'm going to shout out Sarah Langs as much as I can.
And that is what we call week 2 of Foul Territory. What? I want to thank all of our guests for this week. Kenny Ballgame Rosenthal breaking some news for us. This plant, well, here we go, for joining us for this week 2. Kratzy, you were awesome. Jonesy, did you have fun?
Always, man. To hang around you guys, talk a little crap.
That's what it's all about. Hey, we're here every single weekday for you on FT Live. Thanks for tuning in to Best of Week 2.